Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over the 5 best toy farms that you can do right now. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over the 5 best toy farms that you can do right now. Pretty much toys actually go for a fair amount of gold these days, and it's no surprise that people and collectors like to actually gather these things up. And they do actually pay a nice premium if they can just buy it straight off the auction house. So therefore I've comprised the list of 5 toys that you can actually farm up right now, along with your primary methods of making gold as well. Aside from all of that, 3 of them will be rogue specific, so just so you know before you move into this video. Aside from that, let's get into number 1, which is the Dwarven Dice. Yes, this one is a rogue specific farm, and this one can actually be farmed up by the Scarlet Onslaught. This can either be farmed up in Dragonblight or in Icecrown. The best zone for farming this up, in my opinion, however, is in Icecrown. Basically what you'll be wanting to do is going over to the Scarlet Onslaught and their particular area, which is in the northwest part of the map, which is on the screen right now. What you'll be wanting to do is take a circular motion, pickpocketing all of the mobs around this area. You'll be wanting to do this for quite a little while, and quite frankly it will take about an hour to a little bit over an hour to actually get a hold of one of these dice. But the thing is, when you're actually pickpocketing these humanoids, you'll be able to get a hold of the Dwarven Dice, which can actually fetch a pretty penny on the auction house overall. Now, aside from all of that, this toy actually goes for a fair amount of gold, and to be quite frank, it's a very easy farm in order to do, as not many people actually farm this up. By the time of actually farming this particular toy up, I've actually seen no competition when actually going to go do this farm. Now, for obvious reasons, what you'll be wanting to do when actually farming this up, and to bear in mind, is when you actually do a consecutive loop, if you try and make it a little bit longer than you really should be. So what you'll be wanting to do is go around the entire outside and then the inside and then restart that loop again, mainly due to the fact that the mobs need to reset their pockets in order to actually do that. There is one way in order to actually reset this, but we'll get onto this in another toy later on in the video. Now, coming in at number 2 is the Big Red Ray Gun. This farm is really easy to actually do, and this can be done by any class. Basically what you'll be wanting to do is going over to Alcaz Island, which is in just off the shore of Duskwallow Marsh. What you'll be wanting to do is actually going over to Dr. Weevil, which is inside one of the buildings on that particular island. Remember that you'll be wanting to make sure that your time walking for this area is to the present, so therefore it'll be done for Legion, and there you'll be able to pick up the Big Red Ray Gun from Dr. Weevil. What you'll be wanting to do is just camping that rare spawn, and I say rare spawn, but his respawn timer actually fluctuates from anywhere like 5 minutes to 15 minutes when you're actually farming this up. So this is like a casual gold farm that you can do to pick up a nice toy that actually can sell for a lot of gold. Aside from all of that, what you'll be wanting to do is just going upstairs, and that is where you'll find Dr. Weevil, and just killing him. Basically, at this level in time, you're not going to have a problem in taking him out. Aside from all of that, it will be literally just camping and camping and camping. There's no endless farming for this one. This one you can do semi-AFK, and as soon as he respawns, you just kill him again, and then you just try your luck at getting a hold of the Big Red Ray Gun. Coming in at number 3 is the Loadedgnomish Dice. However, this one is a rogue specific farm once again, and this is the one where I will actually be talking about how you actually reset the mobs, as this farm is a little bit different than the Scarlet Onslaught one where you just run around and pickpocket. You will be pickpocketing all of those mobs, but what you'll be wanting to do, quite frankly, is to actually start at the top of the area in Oldham, which is where you'll be able to farm up the Loadedgnomish Dice. And what you'll be wanting to do is sap the actual main leader of those groups or packs. so to speak. Once you actually sap the leader of those groups, they actually all stand still in formation. This makes it a hell of a lot easier to actually pickpocket all of the mobs in one specific go. And then all you have to do is just destroy or kill the pack in general, then go back invisible, and then do that with the next pack and the next pack and the next pack. What you'll be wanting to do is start at the top, work your way down to the bottom again, and then fly back up to the top, and then restart that process. However, once you've actually done a complete loop, the first pack should have respawned by then, and in my experience, you always seem to get one of those Loaded Gnomish Dices within about an hour's worth of farming, or an hour 10. It is usually roughly around about that time frame that you'll be able to get hold of the Loaded Gnomish Dice, and overall I find this farm to be quite enjoyable, as you can pretty much farm this one very easily over time, and it is by far one of the easiest of the dice farms overall. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is, how could I forget, the Tanan Rare's farm. Now, I've covered this one multiple times, and this is probably going to be like the last time in a good while I'm ever going to mention this farm. But the Tanan Rare's farm, which is in Tanan Jungle, of course, what you'll be wanting to do is farming up the 3 Orc Rares, which are on the screen right now. They have a chance of dropping 3 of the Crush and Thrusher toys. These go for a decent amount of gold, not stupidly high, such as like the Dices, but these ones can be done daily on multiple alts, and you don't have to do ultimate amounts of farming. It literally could take you about 5 minutes per character in order to complete. Basically, what you'll be wanting to do is by just killing the rares. All 3 of the rares have a chance of dropping the toys, and overall you'll be able to get a hold of at least one of them every now and then when you actually do this on multiple alts. I do this on about 9 alts, and I can usually guarantee around about 3 of these, so 1 in 3 I would say. But at the end of the day, the drop chance is roughly around about 10%, so just take that with a grain of salt moving forward. But aside from all of that, this one's one of the easiest toy farms going out there for a decent amount of gold, and overall on a daily cooldown with those rares, it is one of the most time efficient ones if you are not that big into farming and prefer camp farming. Aside from all of that, guys, let's move into our last one at number 5, which is the Worn Troll Dice farm. Now, I really love this farm, and quite frankly, I haven't actually done a guide on it for like the last 3 years, and I'm probably going to be looking at doing this one in the future. Basically, what you'll be wanting to do is make your way over to Icecrown and just keep heading north. Yep, into the sea. What you'll be wanting to do is just keep going north, and you'll see a little island at the top. Over there is a load of like sea undead kind of Valkyr type people. Now these guys, or Valkyr, or whatever, however you want to pronounce them, I cannot pronounce it. But aside from that, what you'll be wanting to do is pickpocketing those guys. I start on the left hand side of the map and then make my way over to the right and then make my way back again. What you'll be wanting to do with this one, however, is once you've actually pickpocketed one of these guys, you'll be wanting to just make your way back. You don't really need to kill any of the mobs like with the Loaded Gnomish Dice or the Dwarven Dice farm. These ones can be just done by just going in the moon shape, like a smiley face, so to speak, and then they should have reset by the time you get back to the other side again. This one is by far one of my most favourite farms, as number 1, there's like hardly any competition for this. Number 2, this is by far one of the toys that I rarely see on the auction house, and also this one goes for a hell of a lot more gold than all of the other toys combined, hence why I've put it at number 5 on this list. Overall, I find that this farm is by far one of my most favourite farms, but if you wanted to double check, then you can always go into WorthIt and go into farming under toys, and it should have all of those toys actually listed on WorthIt, which will actually tell you the values of all of them before you even go ahead and do those farms to see if it's worth it for you. Aside from all of that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support the channel and help make the channel even better, then why not check out the Patreon. Members get additional info, gold making resources, and Patreon specific content. The link is located in the description down below. Thank you and have an awesome day.